Millions of jobs lost, MSMEs hit, government coffers ran empty. The GDP growth slumped minus 23.9%. 2020 was the worst year for India's economy since the country started calculating these figures.
0.24% of GDP growth is the worst that India has ever reported since we began recording quarterly GDP growth in 1996. So this makes the April-June quarter of 2020 the worst in 24 years. Now considering that July-September quarter has been as bad if not worse than the April-June quarter, this clearly indicates that we are well and truly into recession.
The pandemic had brought the entire world's economic activity to a halt. But India was one of the worst hit, as the country went for one of the most stringent lockdowns anywhere in the world.
The lockdown's design has affected the COVID, and this is affecting international mood. Investment into India is not coming out. Unemployment in India in the months of April and May shot to over 23%, a rare rise in unemployment. So you froze the economy totally and allowed a whole lot of people to be scattered all over. So the germs were spreading and the economy was frozen.
The halt also triggered the biggest ever migration since India's independence.
कभी तो कुछ मिल जाए खाने को, कभी कुछ नहीं मिले। 3 महीने ऐसे काट दिए हैं, लॉकडाउन लगा रहा। हमारे क्या कहते तबियत बिगड़ रही तो हमने की चलो इधर से अपने भाग चले इधर से।
हम लोग कढ़ाई का काम करते हैं सर, तो वो गांव चले गए। हम लोगों को कहीं से कोई पैसे देने वाला नहीं है, कोई खाना देने वाला नहीं है। जो रोड पे लगता है वो खाना हम लोग को मिलता है।
While those employed in the informal sector took to roads for survival, the salaried class too couldn't save itself from the storm. CMIE data showed 17.7 million salaried jobs were lost in April 2020, and another 0.1 million jobs were lost in the month of May, while 3.9 million jobs were gained in June. An additional 5 million jobs were lost in July.
We didn't anticipate a pandemic, so the stress was far more in some areas than in some other areas.
People not just had to shift to work from home, some had to switch their entire careers and be Atmanirbhar in order to survive.
सर्वाइवल के लिए कॉस्ट कटिंग पे जैसे कंपनियां आ गई, उनका काम यही चल रहा था और क्लोजेज, ऑफिस क्लोजेज हुए, मैन पावर की छटनी स्टार्ट हो गया, तो उस लिस्ट में हमारा भी था।
कुछ न कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि परिवार और जो हमारे एम्प्लॉय है उन लोगों की जवाबदारी हमारे ऊपर थी। इसलिए तुरंत डिसीजन लेके हमने वेजिटेबल और फ्रूट्स, जो कोविड सिचुएशन में जो लोग बाहर नहीं निकलते और उनको इजीली हम ये अप्लाई कर सके, इसलिए हमने ये डिसीजन लिया।
The government announced multiple schemes and packages to infuse liquidity in the economy.
कोरोना संकट से जुड़ी जो आर्थिक घोषणाएं की थी, जो रिजर्व बैंक के फैसले थे और आज जिस आर्थिक पैकेज का ऐलान हो रहा है, उसे जोड़ दें तो ये करीब-करीब 20 लाख करोड़ रुपए का है।
The overall package announced was of 20 lakh crore rupees, worth 10% of India's GDP. But it also included all government actions, including announcements made by the country's central bank. But in December 2020, a right to information petition revealed that less than 10% of the package had actually been dispersed, chiefly in the form of emergency credit.
Over 5 years, the trend is a downward trend, and we need very serious professional input to reverse this, and it is entirely possible to reverse this. We need determination and skill.
Now, as the country reels from the after effects of an economic standstill, the biggest challenge ahead is to bring the financial system back on its feet. And the finance minister says she is ready with a budget like never before to tackle the challenge that 2021 brings.
I am conscious that the forthcoming budget will have a vibrancy which is so required for the economy's revival.